Hi, buddy. What's going on? Are you just a dog? Were you a dog this whole time? Hello, everybody. Welcome to a guy and his dog and his bike and a drink in his apartment. What I'm going to do today is set up my bike here for a little bit of touring. This is a 2018 KTM 1290 Super Duke R. It's a long name. And I'm going to be going to Georgia this weekend and back. So that's a day there, a day doing other stuff there, a day back. 2 days total, about 1,500 miles. I've done similarly length trips, but not quite one this long. And although it's totally not necessary to really do anything other than wear gear and have a motorcycle, I thought it'd be really fun to kind of go all out and be as prepared and as decked up as I can be. I'm doing everything for this little trip short of buying a touring bike. I have touring gear, everything I need. In fact, I have sufficient parts to make this bike more capable or appropriate for this trip than it is already. This video is not important. I've just been looking forward to this for a couple weeks now, and I knew I was going to enjoy this, and I thought, well, I may as well record it in case someone wants to watch, and maybe they'll enjoy it too. So there are some really awesome bike-specific parts that I have that are going to be very useful. First of all, I'll be putting on a passenger seat and then the bike-specific luggage system, so saddlebags and a tail bag. I'm going to remove those bar mirrors and stick on the original mirrors, and then I'm going to put on a windscreen. Then I'm going to run a cable for the phone, and that should be it. The only other thing I wish I had for touring purposes would be some highway pegs. Those would be very useful, but I haven't been able to find anything that fits those bars. So again, not a big deal, but I've just been looking forward to this for so long, so I'm finally going to do it, and you get to watch now. All right, cool. It's cool. First thing I'm going to do, not like I'm doing this in any particular order, first thing I'm going to do is put the windshield on. Now, I've actually used this on or off. It's very easy to put on or remove. It takes, I want to say 5 minutes, but actually it's less than 5 minutes. And I have this because if I know I'm going to be on the highway for an hour, it's worth spending 5 minutes to put this on to make the ride more comfortable. So, now that you can really tell, this is hardware for the windscreen that just stays on the bike. Unless you had this bike, you wouldn't know those are aftermarket for a windscreen, but it looks clean. And all this takes is 4 screws to put on or off, but I mean, you know, for an ideal touring bike, you'd want something much bigger, but this is much better than nothing because this has absolutely no wind protection. So this is a very simple thing that I'm gonna put on. Okay, so the mounting hardware consists of a screw, a plastic washer for the top of the windscreen, and then a rubber piece for the back. So I start with the top ones. Not that it matters too much, but slide that through and then tighten this on from the other side. I'm on the wrong side of the bike here, but I've done this several times, so it's not like it's particularly strange or hard to do. And then I'll do another one. Awesome, okay. And then just tighten them down with an Allen key. I'm tightening them all just a little bit more than normal just because I know it's going to take more abuse than it normally would, but there you go, 3 minutes, not even 5 minutes. I think it looks actually okay on this bike. I just prefer the naked look, and the reason I don't have this stuff on the bike to begin with is because I primarily want a street fighter, which is what this looks like, but I wanted to be able to convert to dual purpose as a touring bike. So this is like the quickest, easiest thing. Okay, so something else I want to do is the power for this phone. So this is a little setup I made. It's a RAM mount with a wireless charging pad on it, and the idea is that way you can use your phone, you know, like you would for maps, which is what it's for, and there you go, and it starts charging. And by there you go, I mean it's activated with the key. It doesn't, oh no, I lied, it's right to the battery, I forgot. But the idea is it's a convenient, easy way to get your phone on and off and charge it. The problem with this option is wireless charging isn't as powerful as, you know, a direct connection, and over a 12-14 hour day it probably won't cut it because it's going to be on the whole time. So what I want to do in the case of this trip is create an option for me to plug it in. The reason I only have that now is because I don't want to plug it in, you know, every 10-15 minutes when I get on and off the bike for a long day like this. That's totally fine. So while I have the option to just plug something in and then have it go to like a battery bank, which I'll have with me in my luggage, I don't want a cable hanging around if I don't have to. So what I'm going to try to do is just run an additional cable with this 6-pin down to the USB hub, dual USB dongle in the tail where this thing plugs into, so that basically I have this but a direct connection for the phone. Hopefully that won't take me very long. I have to hold the camera for a second because I'm not able to have the camera suspended looking straight down. So right here, let's see if we can do this with one hand, is the USB. This is a lead that goes right to the battery. It disconnects there so you can plug in a tender, which I do if I know I'm going to be gone for a while. But here it is right here. It's just a dual USB. This right there is the cable that goes to the charging pad. It's a dual that I'm not using, so I'm just going to put the iPhone right there. I'm going to remove these seats and run it and connect it, and it should be as simple as that. And now I'm going to go ahead and put both of these seats back on, so just set them on there and lock this one in. There we go. Next is mirrors. Now, I've taken these mirrors off before. It was a lot easier than I thought, and that was part of the reason why I thought to do this, but what I definitely want to do is I want to go ahead and put the original mirrors back on, since it should just screw into there. Why? Because better visibility. Well, if you want better visibility, you might ask, why would you take those off? Because I can. I mean, yeah, 4 mirrors, but let's be honest, you're going to look in one or the other. So since those are easy to take off, and I have these, I'm going to take those off first and try to squeeze them. I haven't squeezed them before, I assume they just screw back in. Now, these bar ends are nice because they loosen very easily, and when they loosen, there's a shaft inside that slides out. So they tighten or expand, however, and that's it. It's open now. So that's really easy, and I found that out when I was doing this for a track day, so you can slide them in or out depending on if you need them or not, so that's just really handy. Let's see if this is as easy as I hope it is. Well, if it's what I think it is, this windshield's in the way. Oh no! Yeah, windshield's in the way. I'll take that off. It won't take me long. Now, hopefully this is as simple as just dropping this in and screwing. I've never tried it before, so this might take me a minute. Hopefully not, but we'll see. And I got 55 seconds to go. As many revolutions it takes. Yeah, well, okay, awesome. Really awesome. That was as easy as I hoped. Let me do the other one. Keeps catching my finger, crimping my finger. There we go. Now I'm just gonna take 2 minutes to undo my mistake of remove the windshield and put that back on. All right, not sure how long that was, but that was fast. Man, it's crazy how much different this already looks, but I'll save that for later. All right. That was all the easy stuff. I think all that's left is the saddlebag system. Now it's time for the hardest part. Not a hard part, but the hardest part. That's just because everything I'm doing is easy. But what I'm going to do now is put back on the passenger pegs. And the reason I have them off is because I just think it looks a lot, you know, cooler and cleaner when it's open, and I have that cover up there. But you know, if Maddie wants to ride, then I have to screw these in and put that on. But I'm willing to do it because I have to do it often enough to put on the bike-specific luggage system. It needs to have the 3 mounting points here, here, and there's one on the passenger peg here, which, you know, I've already installed. It's actually this whole plate here and this. So I just gotta put these in. The reason this is tricky is because it's just a weird angle, and then sometimes I have a hard time making sure they're actually being fed through because they're so small and the angles are so strange, but it won't take me very long unless I struggle on one screw not going in correctly, then it's gonna take me a while.
I really don't have great tools for this. I just have kind of the bare minimum, but I mean, it can be done. I've done it. It's just a struggle sometimes with these things.
Awesome. All right. That side worked just fine. Hopefully I have the same luck with the other one. All right, cool, awesome. Woo! That's a struggle. Last time I didn't get it quite right, like it jiggled a little bit because I couldn't get one in all the way, but there you go. Awesome. That was technically the hardest part. Okay, so the last thing I believe is the luggage system, and this isn't a review, but I want to let you know what I think about it. On the off chance you're watching this video because you have this bike. I know that before I got this bike, I watched every video I could about it, and I tried to find some video about this bike's luggage system. I couldn't find one. I saw one or two for the last generation, and I decided to go ahead and get them. They cost a lot of money. Aftermarket ones would be cheaper, but I just thought it was so cool that this was bike specific and they mounted. So these bolts in the frame come out and you put these new things in. They were originally silver. I had them painted black and I lost the original bolt. Put another one in there that rusted. So those two, and there's a third point here. On the back of the luggage, you can see the mounting points. And the idea is that you drop it in, lock it in place. Now, my experience has been they're very finicky, but I'm gonna try it right now. Let's see how that goes on camera. All right. The third point is what makes it really hard to do, because typically you miss a point. I've done it, but it's just tricky. So now I've already got it down and it's locked. So now I gotta get the key and unlock it. You have to unlock it, at least it has a key, to pick it up. But that means if you try to set it down and you miss, you gotta start again. And it can be frustrating. It looks like it's on. Cool. Awesome, that one actually went on. I'm gonna go ahead and try this side now, see how my luck goes. Oh, do I got it? Whoa, that one, I actually got this one, they're using on the other side. Awesome, okay. So when they go into place, they lock in. They won't come off unless you put the key in there and unlock it. And then the idea is you pick it up. Honestly, that's the easiest time I've had putting them on. It may very well have to do with the fact that I know that I got these pass-through pegs on correctly, so that third point is where they're supposed to be. They look pretty sharp. They're not very big, but they're also secure. That's one reason why I like these. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and put on the big tail bag, which looks like this. And it only goes on with tie downs. That's what it's gonna look like. It's not a difficult install process at all. But I'll go ahead and tie that down. How this works is you're meant to cinch this down and strap it to your bike. There are 4 straps, but each corner of the bag, there's a nice little system here. It's pretty easy to use. You find a mounting point to your bike and loop it on the frame, which this bike works good for. You run it through and tighten it. Not a big deal. I know what mounting points I like to use because I've put this bag on before, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Although, I should say, a genius design is the fact that once you put this on, it blocks these. So you have to take this off if you want to get these off. Now, I will have to take these off to pack them up later, but just so that you can see exactly what it looks like, I'm gonna go ahead and put this top bag on. It took me less than an hour. The fact that I have to keep moving the camera and stuff and make this video makes it take a little bit longer, but it doesn't take much time at all to convert this, and that was kind of the reason why I bought the windshield and these bags, because I kind of wanted an all-purpose bike. I realize this isn't the best. Something better would probably be something like the Super Adventure, which actually I'm riding with someone to Georgia and he has a Super Adventure. And he's gonna have his all kitted out, I'll have mine. We'll ride together, we'll get to switch. But what I wanted the most was like a street fighter. So the Super Duke was the bike for me. That being said, you can do a little bit more with it. So I'm looking forward to this trip. It should be fun. I'll make a video or two while I'm out there, but I hope you found something interesting or at the very least entertaining in this video. So I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching.